Hello and welcome back to my channel where we talk all things real estate. My name is Alyssa Estes and I'm a licensed realtor in the state of Georgia. So first things first, I have a little cold, so if you can hear that in my voice, I'm sorry. But in today's video, I know I said we were done with the AI, but Buzzfeed put out another article and I just couldn't help myself. So today we are going to be going through that article. They used AI to make the typical $1 million house for each state. So I went through and ranked them and I'm going to be sharing those rankings with you today. Number 50 for me, aka my least favorite, is Vermont. Not a fan of the green, and I'm just not trusting that porch. Number 49 is Illinois. It's just kind of boring and looks like a frat house. Not necessarily a bad thing, but not what I'm calling home. Now I know a lot of people are not going to like that I have Alaska so low, but if you know me, you know I just do not like cabins. So that is why it is so low on my list. I would not be happy here. Next on my list is South Dakota. Does this not remind you of the house Tiny Tim's family would live in? Okay, again, I know a lot of y'all are going to disagree with me on this one, but my number 46 is Montana. I just do not like the chimney. I hate little things like ants on an anthill, a beehive, and that is what stacked stone reminds me of, so it's low on my list. Number 45 for me is New Mexico. I'm just not a big fan of flat stucco. Next up is Oklahoma. It's just too dark for me. Now I actually kind of like Nebraska. Maybe I shouldn't have put it so low, but I had to stay true to my stance before. It's the stacked rock. I can't do it. Next up is Oregon, and I dislike Oregon for the same reasons that I didn't like Oklahoma. So they are both too dark for my taste, and then they both have board and batten siding, which is the vertical siding. To me, it makes it feel more like a warehouse, so I'm just not a fan, and that is why it is lower on my list. Nevada is next for me. Very nice house, but notice how the roof is less steep and more on the flat end. I personally don't like that. That is what we call a low pitch roof. So for that reason, it is at number 41 for me. We have made it to my number 40, which is Michigan. I do really love the detail work towards the bottom of the home, but once you move up, it starts to resemble a Tudor home, and I'm not a big fan of those. Also not sure about the green roof. 39 is North Carolina. This looks like a dark academia castle, so it's just a little too heavy for me. Arkansas reminds me of a resort cabin, so I just wouldn't want to live there. I chose Kentucky for 37. It's just kind of plain, but I do like the color of the brick and then the bay window. I feel like I may have lost some of y'all with this one. Louisiana is 36. I know it looks a little run down, but it has so much character, so I kind of like it. I have a soft spot for it. Idaho is next up for me. Now, it's nice. I can look at it and know that it's nice, but again, it feels like a cabin resort, and that just isn't the homey vibe for me personally, so she's lower on the list. Number 34 is Maine. I don't know why AI made this so overcast. It's a little spooky ooky now, but when you get past that, it's a cute little lakeside house, so she's at number 34. Next up is California. Now I love the property and all the windows, but as for the rest of the home, I'm not a fan of the Spanish or Mediterranean architectural styles, so that is why it's a little bit lower on my list. Number 32 is Colorado. Now you're probably looking at this and saying, Alyssa, this one looks like a resort, and it kind of does, but for some reason it just feels a little bit more welcoming, so I could see myself at home there. Wyoming is very similar to the last one, but this one has even more windows, and I also love the color of the roof with the stone or the brick of the home. I think it matches really well here. Alright, number 30, we are at Florida. Now I love the colors and the windows, but I'm not a fan of tile roofs, so that's why it is where it is. 29 is Iowa. Now I love this architectural style, but I'm not keen on the colors, and there is just kind of a lot going on, so 29. As I went through and was making this list, Virginia moved around quite a bit, but it has found itself at number 28. When you first look at it, it's kind of plain, but then as you scan left to right slowly, it all melts together really nicely. Now just ahead at number 27 is West Virginia. Love the balcony and the windows. My number 26 is Missouri. I actually really like it, but I can't really see myself living there. Our halfway point is Ohio. It's very symmetrical and I love the balcony over the front door. It feels very studious. We're starting to reach the homes that I really like. So this is number 24, Indiana. It's got the old academia feel that just pulls you in. Mississippi is next. It's very symmetrical, but not boring. And there's just so much character in this one as well. It's got that southern charm. I stuck North Dakota at number 22. I don't have much to say about this one, but I will add that I really like the deep, dusty blue color choice on the outside. I can't see myself living at number 21, Pennsylvania, but it is so cool. It looks straight out of a storybook, so it had to be towards the top of my list. It's too bad Tennessee didn't make it to spot number 10. Tennessee is at number 20 for me. It's kind of dark, but it's nice. New Jersey, I could see myself living here, but I like the other ones more. For 18, I chose Delaware. I love the symmetry, and then when you look at the details of the home, there is the traditional color brick, but then there's also some dark brick, and then they used off-white for the accents, and I think it all meshes together really well. It's beautiful. I love this Wisconsin home. I love the white with the brick, the windows. The only thing that throws it off for me is the arched entrance, but it adds to it in its own way. I just wouldn't have thought to do that. So really love this one. Number 15 is Washington. I love the windows and the layout. I chose New Hampshire for number 14 because I think it's just timeless. I love number 13, Minnesota, because it is genuinely beautifully crafted, but because of the color scheme, it's not too in your face. It still feels modest. Then we have Maryland. Again, it is beautifully crafted, but with this one, it's inviting. I want to run up those stairs, get on a comfy couch, and throw on a family sitcom. New York is just outside of my top 10, but I really love the material used and the detail work. Number 10 is Texas. Beautiful. Love the symmetry. The only thing is I like my homes to be more angular, and this one has more curved features, but I think that does add to it and it pulls you in, so I still do really like it. Massachusetts may look plain at first glance, but when you look into it, I love the details. So it has a double front door. The window at the top almost looks like stained glass, and I love stained glass in a house. I just want to sit on that front porch and carve a pumpkin right now. When I look at this, I see myself drinking orange juice while I look out at the ocean. So how could it not be close to the top? This home has red shutters. It's probably called the Roll Tide Manor, so don't love that, but I really like the layout. When you first look at Rhode Island, it kind of is like, whoa, that's too much. But then you look at each individual section and it's really nice. Arizona is number 5, modern yet attainable. I've put South Carolina at number 4, kind of more modern feeling, but it still has pieces of that southern charm. I'm so excited to share my top 3 with you guys, starting with number 3, Connecticut. There's so much I could say about this home. I love the walkway leading to the double front door. I love the symmetry. I even love the dark green shutters. I think it pairs well with the off-white building that pairs well with the light brown roof. I just love the detail work, everything about this home. I would buy this in a heartbeat. As much as I loved Connecticut, I did put Kansas ahead of Connecticut, wondering if I should have done that now, but the reason I did is because Connecticut had that really classic detail work, and I feel like we do see that in Kansas, but Kansas also matches it with an overall more modern feel, so I feel like it balances really well. I cannot make this up. I feel like every time I do a state home video, Georgia's at the top, but it makes sense because it kind of combines Kansas and Connecticut. So going into why it's my number 1, I, again, of course, love the detail work. It's timeless. I love the walkway. Again, we have a double front door. I love the symmetry. This is kind of like a chateau feel. I love the color of the home with the black accents. That's huge for me. I love everything about this home. There's a reason it is at number 1. And don't even get me started on the wire work balconies. It's a must. I love those. There you have it. That is my ranking of those homes. Make sure to check out the Buzzfeed article and please comment your favorite house. I'm Alyssa Estes, your Georgia Realtor, and I'll see you in the next one.